Mawkzy against Vatira. I think these guys have played once before, and I'm pretty sure that Vatira won it. So even though Mawkzy is one of the very, very top players in the world right now, Vatira has a win on him. So this is going to be a revenge match attempt for Mawkzy. Whoops, hold on. Not tapped in. Here we are. So unfortunately, as far as I'm aware, these guys don't have any ranked beef, which obviously makes show matches infinitely more spicy. I'm always excited to see Vatira in ones, because we don't see a lot of him. Oh, he's already he's scored a flick on Mawkzy after Mawkzy gets his flick saved. I feel like that's a message clearly sent early on here. Is Vatira going to get farmed? I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, stylistically, Vatira is actually a very good match for Mawkzy. The reason is that Vatira does like to challenge early. His preference, at least in all the 1v1s we've seen him play, is to challenge early. And today against Naupo, we saw... Oh, he accidentally jumped here. He meant to dodge. Today against Naupo, we saw Vatira doing a bit more shadow defense. But his default is to rush challenge, to ball chase with the low boost. That's exactly what you need to do against Mawkzy, because Mawkzy is, I think, the best ground game. He almost missed an open net here somehow. He's the best ground game when he has space. But when he doesn't have space, he can't really use his flicks to his advantage. And you know, in a 50-50 game, mind game battle, I think Vatira's good match for Mawkzy. Obviously, if it's a flicks only 1v1, not many players are going to be able to keep up with Mawkzy. Heavy hit to the backboard. Vatira actually sees him jump and doesn't counter it with a jump of his own. He just tried to save the shot. I have to think that was probably a mistake by Vatira. Yeah, he saw the jump coming, so he knew that you'd have to get in the net and save something, most likely. But even better would be to just see the jump and then go up as well and beat Mawkzy to it. It's a bit harder as a defender, of course, to read the bounce over your head, but the good news is you don't have to... Oh, what a save by Vatira, my goodness. I think Mawkzy probably thought that was in, so he just stopped recovering. But yeah, the good news for a defender, even though it's a harder read, is you don't need to get a precise touch on the ball. You just need to hit it literally anywhere but your goal, and you're fine. Whether it's left, right, or even straight up in the air to your crossbar, absolutely fine. That's usually the play that people will go for. Double demo there, but Mawkzy's going to have the ball on respawn. You can't see where Vatira is. Oh, he spotted him coming on the turn, though. Yeah, Vatira, of course, wanted to challenge early here. He knows if he backs off, Mawkzy's going to flick it top corner, most likely. So he tried to come from distance. You know, funnily enough, I think if Vatira if he just went full send from respawn straight to the ball, it probably would have worked. Mawkzy was more ready for the second attempt there. Big bump lands by Mawkzy. He is absolutely steamrolling Vatira right now off the kickoff. Chonko Bandito, thanks to the Prime. Raspy the Bod, thanks to the 14-month Prime. And RL Fanboys, thanks for 100 bits. Appreciate that a lot. Wow, Mawkzy is he's scoring again and again. This is crazy. He's just had a slightly better wave dash recovery kickoff, hasn't he? Vatira getting completely bowled over once again. I mean, Mawkzy just goes for the same strat as Vatira, but lands it much, much harder on the ball. Now, you know, if Vatira knows that all he has to do is delay one kickoff and he'll probably get Mawkzy out of this rhythm, I think he would have done it by now. He probably either isn't comfortable doing that or doesn't know that that is the, you know, default strategy. If your opponent is wave dash recovering off every single kickoff, then just delay one and give them something to think about, because delayed kickoff, it kind of counters the wave dash recovery kickoff. Not a hard counter, but a soft counter at least. Somebody asking why not best of 7. It's because I've already casted 2 matches. I thought let's just do another best of 5. We've done 2 best of 5s. Just do another best of 5. If Naupo Vatira is a best of 5, we'll let you know. Mawkzy Vatira is fine for best of 5 as well. Both incredibly stacked matches. Mawkzy's really not given Vatira much to play for so far in this match. That's a great 50, but he completely beans the open net. I don't know how he managed to miss it by that range. Oh, here comes Vatira. That's a great setup. Oh, what a play. To get such a soft touch on the ball at this speed is so cool to see. He actually just, you know, jumped to stabilize there as well. And there is a delayed kickoff for Vatira. So Mawkzy not going to get an easy goal off the back of that. So you can kind of see, you know, the reason the wave dash recovery kickoff works, even though I don't actually know if Mawkzy went for the one there, but the reason it works is because you absorb the hit that your opponent actually applies to the ball with your car, forcing your car down onto the ground again so that you can land more quickly, use the wave dash you've got, and beat your opponent to the ball. It doesn't work if your opponent doesn't hit the ball into you, because now you're just going to be floating through the air with a single jump and wondering, wait, how do I get back down? So that's a really good one to go for. Vatira, a really smart move there, just to make Mawkzy think, oh my goodness, what a pinch that is. Well, that would have been something special. Mawkzy very consistent with the pinches, but he's just let a shot through. Wait, was that as easily savable as I think it was? He probably didn't expect a shot here. Oh wow, he didn't see it coming. Obviously it wasn't the hardest shot to save, but the idea, the whole reason it worked is that Mawkzy didn't even think Vatira would be shooting there. Mawkzy losing the kickoff intentionally to the back corner, but is that a smart idea? Well, I'm not sure if it is. Did he think Vatira would be delaying again? Big block from Vatira. Did he see Mawkzy slow down? If he saw Mawkzy slow down and adjusted into a more side-on hitbox, that is incredible. Because not often do you see that exact exchange materialize. It's quite a rare one. Oh, what a demo. Mawkzy finds Vatira high up on the back wall. Vatira thought he was safe. Thought he'd done a really good job recovering here, but Mawkzy followed him all the way up. Where do you guys think Vatira is right now in the world of 1v1? Like, obviously the top 10 is super stacked, but he's there or thereabouts, you know. I think he's there or thereabout. I feel like top 10 is probably a bit too generous right now, but I feel like top 15 might, you know, just purely based on the ability that we see, because he's lost most of his matches. He's lost to Naupo today, lost by 1 goal to Zen, beat Mawkzy, lost to Daniel in a, oh, what a save by Mawkzy at the post bench. He lost to Daniel in a very ill-advised server choice order that he made, but I think Daniel probably had his number anyway. So most of Vatira's matches have been losses, but just looking at the actual ability that he plays with, I think he's probably top 15 or top 20, even though he hasn't won that many times. Just based on the ability that we're seeing. Delayed kickoff from Vatira there. It is countered by Mawkzy. Saw it coming. So Vatira, did he just slow down too soon here? Yeah, you see he was very, very far back, it looks like. These guys are doing a great job keeping an eye on what the other is doing. And this is kind of the rock, paper, scissors we're going to see now. As Mawkzy looks like he's got the better wave dash recovery kickoff today. So Vatira is likely to throw in the occasional delayed kickoff to counter it. And then if Mawkzy can spot it when Vatira does do that, he can just chip the ball straight past Vatira as he did there. So you have to pay very close attention to these guys on the approach, because that's where the mind game is going to be, it seems. Yeah, Naupo's beaten Daniel one time. The one time they played, Naupo beat him. He pretty much used the same playstyle Dark did when Dark beat Daniel, just no respect, full send every single attack, and win with pace. Same thing Drally did as well, interestingly enough. Like, it's a play that a few MENA players have used to succeed against Daniel. Not a play style that he really runs into ever in North America. It's usually when he's against a player from his own server, everybody respects him so much, they're just thinking, well, you know, everybody's thinking, I can't full send against Daniel, but yeah, the meaner players don't really think like that. They think, I can full send against anyone. Oh wow, what a touch by Mawkzy. That is a disgusting interception. Vatira goes immediately and nearly works his way into a goal, actually. It's a very high level reads going on here early in the game. First by Mawkzy to read the wall bounce, then from Vatira to, again, read the play coming towards him. It's all mind games in game 2. Vatira delays a flick. Goes for a 50-50 after deciding that it might be a bit too risky. That's a great 50 by Mawkzy, and he's gonna double tap. Not double tap, he's gonna rebound the open net for content. You know that he did that on purpose as well. He slotted it into the post. I'm pretty sure Mawkzy's streaming right now, so he's got to keep his fans entertained. It's a very different type of match playing against Mawkzy compared to Naupo, Vatira's previous opponent today. Against Naupo, I feel like you get plenty chances, but you also have to be so careful with your defense not to fall for any of his mechanical plays, whereas against Mawkzy it's much more of a mind game and you have to be so much more clinical. You're not going to get as many chances against this guy, so when you do get them you have to take them. Vatira getting a goal with a bump at the other end of the field now. 1-1. I think Showmatch Mawkzy is not quite as good. I'm not trying to take anything away from any potential Vatira win here, but I think Showmatch Mawkzy is not quite the level of tournament Mawkzy recently. Showmatch Mawkzy looks less consistent and more tiltable, whereas in tournaments he's completely solid mentally. Vatira faking a challenge here. Looks like Mawkzy was a bit surprised to see that. He's so close to Vatira's goal, he must be thinking, well, Vatira's obviously going to challenge. Now fakes another challenge. Mawkzy falls for that as well. This is the kind of mix-up that I always wanted to see from Vatira. Today's the first day we're really seeing it. He's not always going for the ball. He's giving his opponents those mind games to worry about in the future. Because, you know, whether or not that results in a goal, Mawkzy's got it on his mind now. He's thinking, well, Vatira might not be going. Now Vatira half flips through a challenge. 50-50's a third goal in. Mawkzy just completely caught off guard by Vatira's presence here. He saw Vatira, thought, oh my goodness, what's he doing here? I need to make a play on that ball. And it was just too late. Would I still have Scrub and Fairy top 2 all time in 1v1? It's a good question. I mean, I think yes. Because I think Fairy Peak's and Scrub's reigns of dominance were unmatched. I think they still have yet to be matched by any of the new age players. I think the next best players are players like, you know, Jorias, who have longevity, of course, and lots of tournament success, but I don't think they were ever the guy like Fairy Peak or Scrub were. Jorias always had competition from Khaled, Jack, even Fairy Peak himself. So yeah, Khaled is another name that's worth mentioning. He had the second longest 1v1 winning streak after Fairy Peak. Fairy Peak is the record holder at 16 wins. Khaled had 15. But yeah, even him, he didn't have the same reign of dominance. He was dominant for a while, but then Jorias came along and Jack came along. They were always competitive with him. I mean, for a bit, Khaled had Jack's number, but then Jack started beating Khaled pretty consistently. And then the new age players like Rawas, Daniel, and now more recently Zen, Mawkzy. Yeah, these guys are just a different level. I mean, Naupo can keep up with them. I think TRK and Yan can still keep up with them if they're grinding. Jack as well, you know, first killer. The real question mark is first killer if he never took a break from 1v1, because he took a break for a long time. He was the undefeated champion of NA. No one could beat him in North America for the longest time. It was first killer, And then Lion Blaze would be second. Chronic was there or thereabouts as well. But yeah, he took a big break. First Killer never really cracked the European server players. He was always struggling against them. And I think maybe in the window where he would have had a good chance of finally getting a big win against a European server top player, he took a break, so we never know. But yeah, he never got that big win on EU. I think during his early dominance in NA, every time he played on EU, he'd lose. Even though he was very competitive, of course. He lost to Flakes in a very close match, and Saltmine won as well. So it wasn't just show matches, I think tournament as well. First Killer just struggled against EU players. But yeah, he's always going to be a question mark. So I think if he didn't take a break, he might be in that conversation. But he did take a break, so he's just one step back. Only dominated his own region. On your left, says Mawkzy after missing the ball to the left. What is this kickoff by Vatira? Just sitting on the ball and hoping for the best. It looks like he has probably done enough here. Love that challenge from Vatira. Of course, we're talking about how Vatira's been faking challenges a bunch this day. But now he's going for challenges again at the end of the game, because if there's ever a time where Mawkzy would think, okay, Vatira's going to be faking, it would be the end of the game when he's up by 3. But no, Vatira knows better than that. He knows it's smart to keep the pressure on, deny space. We saw him do this against Naupo. Has he overset the mark? Oh, Mawkzy misses off the post. What a 10 cent into the game we would have had there. We still might actually. Vatira's very all in, and he's missed it. So we are going to get 10 cent into the game. That was not an easy finish. I had a feeling we might have a miss come in. So he just had to use all of his boosts to get back to the ball and actually get a shot off. 10 seconds to go is plenty time. Mawkzy's kickoffs have been pretty scary. This is not looking too great. Okay, Vatira's back on the ball. He should be fine. Yeah, and he knows to stay on it here. It's unlikely that Mawkzy's going to have space to work with. Vatira's all over him. Can Mawkzy keep it up though? Oh my goodness, he can! Mawkzy ties it. What a play. Vatira gave him no space, but Mawkzy still managed to get away from him and tie the game on the breakaway. 1-1. Sorry, 5-5. Not quite 1-1. But still a tie game. Mawkzy now bumping Vatira. Vatira wave dashes the landing, tries to pre-flip to get the ball into the corner. He's missed every small pad. He still manages to get the save. Oh, Mawkzy. Just a small margin away from bumping Vatira there, but it's going to be Vatira on the air dribble with the block at the end of it. Mawkzy denies it to the back corner. Huge win in the challenge. It's open for Mawkzy, and he slots it. What a comeback. Vatira had the game. He was completely in control. Mawkzy came back from 5-2 down, tied it on 0 seconds, and wins as well. That is not the ending Vatira wanted, but he's in these games, he's in these games. He says, wait a minute, I don't have noise from his headset since the beginning of the game, 2 sec. Just gonna flex admin mode real quick. I'll run a minute of ads while we wait here. You're not gonna miss anything, don't panic everybody. How loud do you guys have your game sound? Type 10 in chat if it's loud, 1 if it's quiet when you're playing Rocket League. Use a range, 1 to 10. I'm sure you guys can figure this out. I would say I've got mine at like 1, like almost nothing. Vatira looks like he's fixed his issue though. Into game 3 we go. Let's see if he can stabilize, come back in the match. Seems like he's always caught off guard by how many angles Mawkzy has to shoot from on that particular kickoff there. Vatira has to remember that Mawkzy's got the wave dash to accelerate with. He didn't need any help on that play though. Mawkzy completely faked out in the near post. Very convincing there from Vatira with the big air roll lean back to fake the shot. Just a drive kickoff there from Mawkzy. Maybe again trying to counter potential delayed kickoff from Vatira, but also as you can see, it is viable. Even if your opponent does hit the ball normally, you should be just fine. And Mawkzy will tie. Vatira didn't get enough on that, and his recovery was poor as well. Landed very badly in the back of the net. There's a half flip from Mawkzy. Vatira rolls the ball at him. Mawkzy didn't see that coming, but he still recovered well. Oh, the miss on the boost is devastating for Vatira. He's not going to be back in time. That's going to be another goal for the Frenchman. Do I think Vati's the best player right now? 3v3? Absolutely, yes. I think Vati's on top right now. But, you know, shout out Atto. Unbelievable performance in Regional 1 despite losing the event. He was on an incredible level. I was very impressed, and he's also been very consistently impressive this season. So I think, yeah, Atto, if you combine his overall season level with that peak, you know, that is a very impressive performance. And yeah, I mean, I've said it, I think it's only a matter of time before Zen confirms himself in that conversation. For now, people want to see the results, but if you're just looking at purely the gameplay, I feel like it's extremely convincing that he is up there already. Look at this from Vatira, just looking at Mawkzy instead of the ball there, because he can tell where the ball is based on what Mawkzy does, and he can tell what he needs to be defending based on what Mawkzy does. If Mawkzy jumped up to try and rebound that, Vatira was going to bump him, and if Mawkzy just waited, obviously Vatira can wait as well. That's such high level defense from a guy who didn't want to shadow defend at all on in his match against Daniel not too long ago. I mean, look at him now, he's just crazy level. Mawkzy still finds a way through though. 3-2. You swear Vatira's not a ones player? I mean, that's the wild thing, you know, he's not a ones player, but he's just so talented. He picks up on it so quickly. Great call there from Mawkzy. Vatira caught napping. He knew that was coming, but he just didn't get a move off quickly enough. Mawkzy just parks in front of Vatira now because there's nowhere for Vatira to go. It's another example of Mawkzy's wave dash recovery kickoff just being better than Vatira's. He denied the wave dash by sitting underneath Vatira that time. Vatira had game 2 in the bag. Now he's down in the next game. Can he come back against a very impressive Mawkzy? Mawkzy, who is fully focused for the match and fully focused on his hunt for revenge. If you didn't watch the start of this match, I'll remind you, Vatira does have a win on Mawkzy. So this is a very important match for Mawkzy. He knows he is the favorite. He's trying to prove that the first match was not a counter of styles. So far he is doing just that. Just composure. Every single time. That's how you could describe his play today. Just pure composure. Vatira wanted the double. It wasn't quick enough. Mawkzy there for the interception. I think Mawkzy's going to get back to this. He doesn't need to. It's already in. Vatira getting caught out there with a lunging challenge. Yeah, he doesn't give away many freebies, Mawkzy. Never does. Definitely hasn't today. So solid. And apparently Jack said that when he's on his game, he's the best ones player. I don't think many would have too many problems with that take. Vatira does get one more through. It's Counter on a Mawkzy early challenge this time. I mean, this is the start. He's got a long way back. It doesn't seem like, you know, much to be 2 goals down against Mawkzy, but the reason this will feel like a big difference is he's losing most of the kickoffs, and you know, Mawkzy's had his number, and whenever Vatira did try to counter the wave dash recovery kickoff, still Mawkzy would see it coming and have a counter for the counter. Okay, Vatira's actually starting to come back really this time. That's a very difficult shot to stop. Well played. You know, the majority of the time when Vatira's popped the ball, faked it, come down and then made a second play, it's been to low 50 the ball, not to make another touch on it. So that definitely looked like it caught Mawkzy off guard. Mawkzy on the turnaround though, demos Vatira, make sure with the open net, no doubt about that one. It looks like Vatira saw it coming at the last second, but it was already too late. Final minute. Vatira on the ball. Low reset. Wave dash. Scoots the ball towards the bottom left corner, but it's out. Vatira again with a reset, but this time off target. Mawkzy did not have to save a shot here. His mere presence was enough. And now Vatira's got even more to do. It looks like it just... the urgency kicked in for him. He thought, I need to do something here. I'm down by quite a few goals. I need to absolutely get a goal with this attack, but actually in rushing himself, he conceded again. Still though, chance for Vatira. Mawkzy tried to bring the ball with him there. It didn't actually connect. And Mawkzy, you just feel like he's going to get control of the ball at some point and run down the clock, and this could be it. Vatira's pre-jumping to try and get Mawkzy to panic. It's just not happening. Now, a challenge has to land for Vatira, or it's just not going to be enough time. He's pre-jumping again and again. Mawkzy is not falling for it, and that might just be game over for Vatira. Does he have the pace on his flick? He might. He does! It's not over. What a flick by Vatira as well. No boost, but he scooped it high. And you know, if Mawkzy didn't hit that, it was obviously going in. So he had to do something. All he could do is put it in more quickly. Vatira drives straight underneath the ball. Oh, he's going to get bumped, clean out the play. Well, he tried to just get the ball up into the air there. Wasn't able to. Right, good try there. Decent attempt at the end there by Vatira. Creative attempt. I feel like we need to have a look at his POV at the end there. Yeah, GG's and thanks to both of these guys for playing. Mawkzy, unfortunately for Vatira, does hand him another loss. But I think another impressive match overall for Vatira. Bit of a throw in that he says don't do a TikTok video, please. He says don't do a TikTok video.